Nick Saban might have a point, and we're going to talk about it. All it's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kidfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today, we're going to talk about why I think Nick Saban might have a point, and I ain't really in the business of saying that out loud, except when I think that the man actually does have a point. But I want to start by making reference to what Trent Dilfer said on the Rich Eisen show, which is that he thought Tua Tagovailoa was the best quarterback prospect he's ever seen in his entire life. And we all know that Trent Dilfer kind of lucked into that ring because, well, the Baltimore Ravens had an outstanding defense, and Trent Dilfer happened to be the dude handing the ball off to running backs and not necessarily doing the things that we associate with winning quarterbacks. But you know what? My man got him a ring, and I can't be mad at him because I'm here for rings. That's what it is. That's what it's about. And there's a lot of dudes that went into the NFL as quarterbacks and ain't got no ring, ain't got no jewelry, and it's about that jewelry. And he's also played alongside guys like Aaron Rodgers. And one of the things that he said was, look, he's so far along in his quarterback development. And we all know that Trent Dilfer used to run the Elite 11 camp, so he knows some quarterbacks, right? And he got to see Tua Tagovailoa up close, which is to say, if he thinks he's the best quarterback prospect he's ever seen, that puts him ahead of guys like Josh Rosen, guys like Kyler Murray, guys like Trevor Lawrence, and on and on and on. This is also a dude whose daddy taught him to throw left-handed, because that's just what it was for Tua Tagovailoa, and they believe in college, and they wanted him to be quarterback at Alabama, and he was so good that he not only came in the second half to win a national championship game over a dude that led a squad to a national championship game, but he ran that dude off to a place called Oklahoma, where he's probably more than likely 99% likely to be the quarterback at Oklahoma. Now, I'm bringing this all up because there's a lot of folks that already want teams to start tanking for Tua for 2020, knowing that he's probably already penciled in as the #1 overall pick, in the way that people are talking about Kyler Murray being the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft here in just a week's time. But I am not here for the tanking, man. I'm really not. I cannot in good conscience tell anybody to support a team that's going to tank. Now, the 76ers GM basically went up to their fan base and said, we're going to suck for 6 years, and you know what? Y'all going to love us for it later. It still ain't looking good. I mean, Philly's better. Philly's one of the top 10, top 6 teams in all the NBA, but that ain't going to win them no championship. Ain't nobody looking at the Philadelphia 76ers expecting them to win no title. That's not to say that they not going to absolutely win a title and they can't come back here and people be like, I told you so. But if you bet on the Philly to win the NBA title, you from Philly. That's what it is. That's just what it is. So who else is tanked and it worked for them, particularly when we're talking about getting one dude, and Philly tanked to get a bunch of dudes. People forget that. All the dudes they had run through there, something like 22 different point guards since Brett Brown has been the head coach. It's just not cool. And if you got to be a fan of these teams, you're not here for that. New York Knicks fans ain't having no fun talking about we could get Zion Williamson. You know, the Hornets ain't having no fun talking about they might luck into Ja Morant or something. You know, ain't nobody having no fun out there in Phoenix where they got DeAndre Ayton and they got a dude dropping 50 in a loss. That ain't no fun. So you're telling NFL teams to tank for a quarterback when you got to have an offensive line to block for him and you got to have receivers to catch the ball? I mean, it's a little bit more of a team sport over there in a way that it just doesn't have to be for the NBA. LeBron can take it over until he can't. But you get what I'm playing here. Giannis can take it over. James Harden can take it over. Steph can take it over. You can't do that in football. Not like that. I mean, and even with Kyler Murray, who had over 400 yards total offense against Alabama in an Orange Bowl, he still wasn't able to win you the game by taking it over because you got to have offense, you got to have defense. So I can't necessarily tell you to go ahead in there and tank for Tua Tagovailoa, even if he is the otherworldly kind of quarterback that most people seem to believe that he is. Still ain't won no Heisman Trophy yet. But, you know, I digress. Point that I'm making there is if you're the Miami Dolphins or if you're in need of a quarterback and you can't find what you want right now, go get you a vet. Build around that. If nothing else, Trent Dilfer is living proof that if you build a great defense, you ain't got to have no great quarterback. You'll just go win a championship with your defense, right? And it's much easier to put together a championship defense than it is to get lucky in the NFL draft. I mean, because for every one of these dudes that ends up being, let's say, Cam Newton, who ends up in a Super Bowl, didn't win a Super Bowl. You got dudes like Jameis Winston. Okay, you got dudes like Sam Bradford. You know, I just can't tell you to go out there in good conscience and tank for one dude coming out of Alabama playing quarterback. And the reason that I've talked about Tua Tagovailoa leading up to the whole Nick Saban bit is Nick Saban got himself in the hot water when he's talking about, look, I think there's a lot of dudes that leave early, leaving money on the table. Guys that should be top 10, top 15 overall picks settle for going in the second round and don't get nearly as much loot as they should. And the guy that he was referencing that everybody figured out, that I guess Nick didn't think the rest of us were smart enough to figure out, was Ronnie Harrison. And the reason that Ronnie Harrison is a big deal is because Ronnie Harrison has the talent of a Derwin James, of a Minkah Fitzpatrick. Minkah Fitzpatrick won the Jim Thorpe Award, right? Full disclosure on that. I'm on the committee. But the difference is Ronnie basically got an $800,000 signing bonus and about $480,000 in base salary. It's a really good salary. But it ain't the $7 million that Derwin James and Minkah Fitzpatrick were able to pull down because they were, first-round draft picks. Point there is Nick Saban thinks that he should be making millions of dollars, and Ronnie Harris is like, yo, man, $800,000 is a lot of money where I'm from. And he was a four-star recruit. He started for 2 years, and then he said, no, I'm going to go get my loot. And now Nick Saban got butthurt because he didn't have a player around that he put a lot of time and effort into developing and put in a position to be able to leave early. You see it all over football. Mack Wilson this year is that guy for a lot of people. Specifically coming out of Alabama, they were like, yo, maybe you should come back for another year and be the definitive best linebacker in college football as opposed to one of the other linebackers in college football in a year where Devin White seems to be that dude, and there's a couple of other guys that they fit that, right? They fit what you were looking for as a first-round draft pick at linebacker. Mack Wilson might still be there in the third or fourth round. You never know. Still, point is, a lot of money to dudes that ain't making no money is a lot of money. You know what I mean? So, like, if you don't make no money at Alabama, and they go dangle $800,000 in front of you and get you closer to your second contract a year earlier than you normally would without the wear and tear on your body, you're going to take that money. As opposed to going, no, I'm going to stay here for another year, risk injury, risk blowing out my knee, risk my draft stock going down, a la Ed Oliver, and say, you know what? Nah, man. I'm gonna stick it out for the coach and do one for the team because I'm about the team instead of my loot. Nah, man, you go get that paper. Because it's not like we're talking about a $40,000 job here. We talking about 6 figures minimum. You go into you get a rookie scale contract. Rookie scale contract 2019 is $495,000. That's before your signing bonus. So I'm bringing all that to say, yo, man, we had that happen at Oklahoma. Charles Walker was that dude. People forget that Charles Walker was built like a Quinnen Williams. Dude was 310 pounds, had a motor, built like a Greek god, quit on the team middle of the season because he had 3 concussions, didn't want to risk getting a third one, wanted to get himself ready for the draft, went undrafted. But Mel Kiper was still the kind of dude that was saying, look, if he just stuck around for another year, he probably develops into a first-round draft pick. And Oklahoma had one of those on the defensive side of the ball since Gerald McCoy. He was that talented. Now the dude's kind of bouncing around Canadian League, plays some Arena League football, and it is what it is. There's people that are very upset about it. And I get staying back in college to get your degree and perhaps improve your draft stock. But if you think you can go get the money, I can't fault you for going to get the money, right? And I say all that to say that Tua Tagovailoa, why he might come out in 2020, and I don't know why he wouldn't come out in 2020, because it ain't like you can go past being, like your draft stock can't go up from being the number 1 overall pick. It just ain't going to happen. But apparently, people who know and know about his family and know about how Tua ticks say, hey, it's on the table for him to be there for 4 years because it's important that he gets that degree. I mean, I can't fault you if that's what you want to do, because by all means, do what you want to do and do what is best for you. But sometimes what's best for you is signing a contract for 4 years worth $30+ million and then circling back to get your degree while you put the rest of your money in hedge funds, in stocks and bonds, and you buy your house and you buy your car and you live at what John Goodman's character in The Gambler called a level of FU for the rest of your life. All right, that is it from me. Doses.